I've always wanted to learn how to make my own mosaics. I see so many beautiful pieces of art and a lot of great personalized touches in people's homes, but I didn't quite know how to get started. So today I am here with Lisa Remus, Mosaic Master, and she's going to kind of take me through Mosaic Boot Camp or Mosaic 101.
Right.
Okay.
It's really simple to get started. You can go to your local home supply store and get some tiles, something maybe you had left over at a project in your home, a remodel or something. And we use a backing of a 4x4 regular bath tile, subway tile, and just something that you can get in a sheet at your local hardware store or your home improvement store.
This is great. I've never seen it on a sheet. I always assumed that all of these pieces were laid like piece by piece.
Hand glued down,
so
separate.
This looks a little bit intimidating to me, but it's kind of shaping up, I think. Okay,
it's pretty easy to get started.
Okay, what's our first step?
All right, well, we'll have a flat tile, and we'll make sure, we've cleaned these, and they're nice and clean.
Okay.
And we'll take a sheet of the smaller tiles, and we can cut it to the size. And so we're going to cut this fabric underneath.
That looks easy enough.
It's pretty simple.
All right.
And now we're ready for glue.
Is this just any old glue, or do I have to use a specific glue?
You don't have to use a specific glue. You can use anything. Even if you're working with a child, you could use Elmer's glue to glue this down, because also the grout is also going to hold it in once it's placed by the glue and the glue dries.
Okay, so we just put a little glue on here. I think I know how to glue.
All right.
With all my Mod Podge experience. Oops, that was a little sloppy. Okay.
All right, so we're just going to even it out a little bit so there's an even area to glue on. So we're going to take our pre-cut tile and just place it down. That simple.
That is already looking really great.
Right?
And that was easy. Now, how much do you think something like this is going to cost to make?
Depending on if you've gotten it from a reused project, then it's going to be really very inexpensive.
Okay.
I think a sheet of tile like this can go anywhere from $7.99 to $12.99, depending on, of course, the beauty of the tile.
Yes. Once the glue dries, what's our next step?
So once the glue dries, then we would take it and grout. We would pick a grout that would complement the tiles.
Okay.
And we would grout it.
Is there a certain technique I need to use when I'm applying my grout?
Actually, this is the kind of the fun part where you kind of get a little messy. You can just smash it in with your hands. You can take a spreader. We already have a pre-mixed grout here that we're going to use. And I'm just going to take a spreader and I'm just going to smash it on.
And we're kind of rushing this along, but
we would want to make sure that the project dried completely overnight is best. And then we just smash it on like a frosting a cake.
Yeah. Okay, so now we've got this completely covered with grout, and then what comes next?
So then we're going to scrape off quite a bit of this over the pretty tile. And it looks like I got it pretty good, that all the grout lines are filled. So we're going to let this dry for a little bit. And it's going to get hazy, and there's going to get the grout is going to dry on top of it.
So some of this residue will be left.
It will.
Okay.
But then we're going to take a cloth and wipe it clean.
Awesome. And then we get something that looks like this, right?
Exactly.
Now I noticed that a couple of the samples I was looking at earlier have felt on the back. Is that important?
It is. If you're going to use this in a coaster in your home, then you would like to protect the furniture and make sure that there's a smooth backing on it, because on the back of the tile is a little rough.
Okay. When I think of mosaics, I always think of sort of the piecing together, it's kind of a mystery to me how people make things beautiful. That's why it was really overwhelming to me. But this is kind of a different spin on it.
It is. It's just a simple 101 mosaic that anyone can do at any age, just to get started, to get a feel for mosaics.
I think I've got the tile coaster down. I'm ready to move on to our next project.
Excellent. Let's get started.
Okay. First we need to make our workspace a little bit more accessible. Thank you. It's always nice to have a little help.
Always.
So we're moving on to our next project, which it looks like is this kind of candle holder. And this looks a little bit intimidating to me as well because these are round pieces, so I feel like maybe they're harder to put together.
It's a little harder to get the glass to stick to glass. You have to have a really good adhesive. However, for the magic of camera, we are going with a faster bond today. We're using a hot glue gun.
Okay.
So that's just going to give us our glue on to the glasses.
So we use the hot glue gun to just glue these around, and it looks like they still are just kind of random. I think I could figure that out.
You can go random and have more of a freestyle design. Otherwise, people can, you can lay out your design before you get started, and then you can just pull from your design and wrap it around the bowl.
I love hot glue guns.
They make every project a little easier.
Yes, they do.
They do.
So once I've glued all my glass beads on, then what's my next step?
The grout again.
So we need a spatula for our grout.
We need a spatula for our grout, and then we're just going to put it on there like a frosting on a cake again and spread it around. Yeah, and if you want, you can get in your hands and make sure that it's covering all the spots, and you just want to fill in all the spaces between the stones with the grout.
Now, are these special glass containers, or are these just something?
This is something that we can pull out of Grandma's closet, we can go to a thrift store, shop at a garage sale for. Really, this project could be, less than $2 to do at home. All right, so once you have it on there, you just kind of want to smooth it out and make sure that you're getting it pretty even around. So when it does dry, you have a nice, even
surface.
And it's not looking so rugged.
Were you saying mine was kind of blobby?
Well, it just needed a little tweaking.
Okay. So once we finish the grout, it dries just like our coasters. And are we done, or is there another step?
Well, just another tip. If you're doing something round like this, it's good to start with gravity and let that help you with the even first row around. So I would actually tip this over and glue that first row and let that dry and let that be my template for going down.
All right. I think they would look so great on a patio.
They would. You could drop a little tea light in them. You could put some peanuts on them. However, if you're going to serve out of this bowl, I would put a protectant over the top of it, a sealant.
Okay, so like a poly? Or
You could use a poly, yep. You can use just a sealant for grout.
All right. Well, thank you so much for teaching me this. I think we're going to keep mosaicing.
We're going to have a gorgeous patio.
Yes, we are.